Good afternoon. So today I got chopped up. Pretty classic way to have a decent amount of drawdown. Just took sort of a series of trades in rapid succession, and just sort of married to a bias, a little too zoomed in, and sort of got chopped up. So the problem today was, right, so I've been looking for this to happen all week. Us coming to this 1 hour, reject in OTE, displace down, and then try to see if we're gonna go run all these lows, right? So we did displace to the downside, but the problem was right after open, we just sort of flushed down and took this most recent low here. And when we did so, we formed a very big SMT there with ES, and ES didn't really budge at all. So ES basically, almost blew through this bearish 1 hour fair value gap, and it was holding this 1 hour fair value gap, right? And if you zoom in a bit, this looks like before market open. I was thinking, we might do AMD here, right? You have this accumulation range, equal highs, equal lows. We manipulate the lows inside of this 1 hour. The external draw is not far away. I was thinking we would manipulate here and then have our distribution move throughout the day to go take out this high here. And I was a little conflicted because NQ looked so bearish, but I said, you know what? The past couple days, ES has been the market leader. ES has been super bullish. So NQ's also being bullish. And the bullish SMTs have outweighed the bearish SMTs. And market just looks bullish. It looks like we want to go run this high and maybe have a big SMT here. So I was more long biased, and this structure looked pretty clean. The mistake that I made is I was too quick to trade based off of this. So I saw the accumulation, we took this low, we formed a huge SMT, so I was very quick to take some trades. The first trade that I took was just trash. It was just right when we took this low, I just jumped into the 1 minute. And then we were, consolidating here, starting to push up, and then I literally smacked along at the top of this wick, and then it just instantly got stopped out, and I was like, wow, what am I doing? And we also didn't form the SMT at that time yet, because NQ was yet to take this low, and NQ was right here, so that was just way too quick. Just I don't know what I was thinking. Shouldn't have done that. The longs would make more sense after we formed the SMT, but so we formed the SMT, we bounce up, and then I longed in this fair value gap and this order block here. So here's the order block. And we ended up holding that for a while. So my long was to the top, and so I was in the first one. I longed one contract, and here was my mistake. So I longed one contract here, and then as we were, I don't even know exactly where, I think it was in this fair value gap or something, I added to my position because I thought we were just going to rip at this point. You know, we were sort of like holding this order block here. We jumped up. We had another fair value gap. I think I longed somewhere in here as well. So now I'm in long 2 contracts. I believe my stop was like here originally. And then sort of as we just started to shit the bed, and you know, we took this most recent high and we did not displace through it at all. We just sort of chopped around. I actually exited one of my contracts here to reduce my risk because I kind of didn't think this was going to really work out. And then it sounds so dumb now that I'm like saying it, but it's good to be saying it in a YouTube video so that I feel like an idiot. But then we displaced up. We continued to hold this 1 minute at the time, and so I longed back again. So I added that second contract back here in this fair value gap, and I moved my stops to this low, I believe, and then it just got ran through. And so I ended up taking a loss on 4 contracts, and I obviously then had to pay the commissions for both sides on 4 contracts. So even though my, you know, risk might have been like $50 or something, I had to like pay for all the commissions and stuff. So I ended up taking some more drawdown than maybe I anticipated. Again, and it's just, I'm just getting chopped, like just classic, just way too zoomed in. If I had literally just went like this, I would have looked at this and been like, what's happening here, you know what I mean? Like, there's not a whole lot of structure here. The 1 minute looks disgusting. Like, this price action looks terrible. And looking at NQ at the time, I was longing ES in here, right? So I was longing here, and what we ended up doing instead, which I should have just been trading NQ, because I literally every single time I place a trade on MES, I lose. It's like insane. Like, I literally lose like probably 80-90%. I mean, I don't have the statistics, but I get destroyed every time I trade ES. So I probably just shouldn't have taken the trade on ES to begin with. But anyway, so we ended up coming up into this 15 minute, and you know, we had a big push to the downside. And so when I officially got stopped out on the rest of my contracts was somewhere along this push down. You know, we had this like low resistance liquidity built up. We came back into this 15-minute imbalance, and then my contracts over here got stopped out somewhere, you know, somewhere in this move down. And now when I was looking at this chart, I was looking at this model, and you know, at this point I'm already down almost $70 on the day. I can't trade anymore. I'm done for the day. You know, but it is very unfortunate. So I just sort of like watched the charts and kind of charted out what I thought would be good setups, and you know, this looked very clear to me. We had a big displacement move down. We came back into OTE this range. You know, this low looks pretty clear. Yes, we did take out this sell side level, but we didn't have any internal manipulation yet. You know, you still want to stop out all the longs like me who were a little too eager to jump on longs, so you stop them out before actually having the real move. So you know, a good model here. We take out that high, and if you zoom in a bit more, what I would have taken, which I was looking, like I wasn't paper trading it, but I was just sort of like, I put my position where I thought we would reject from, and it was in here. So we had this 15-second fair value gap here. You know, we failed to take this high, push down, displacement, break through this low, right? So we had this high, and then we sweep this high quick. So we came up, you know, your little turtle soup, boom, and then I would have shorted right here. This is what I marked out. Probably just put the stop above the fair value gap. Maybe we want to grab this one more time, but targeting the most recent low, using this as your external draw for this model. Very quick push to the downside, and then you know, you still think that this is going to be the draw, and we ended up forming an SMT here. And then this is the, you know, the little internal model. You know, you make a low, you break this high, push down, you know, maybe you got short in the inverse or somewhere in here, right? And here's your other scalp to go take out the external draw. You know, realistically, I would have loved to have taken these trades. I thought these looked good, but you know, if I lost, now what? I'm down $80, down $100. Like, come on. So, you know, I can't allow myself to keep doing stupid shit like that. So, did not trade for the rest of the day, but those were the little short setups. The long setups were not particularly things that I would trade, but you know, after we take this low, we formed another SMT here, which is this one. And so here is where the AMD model started to play out. It didn't actually complete the AMD model, but you know, we had that extra SMT here, push up, and really the entries were both in these 5-minute fair value gaps, and basically it was just turtle soup entries. Come down, we had the relative equal lows here, 5-minute fair value gap, you know, SMT at the lows. This is technically like your breaker too, because it's the first down close candle before you took liquidity. So you expect this to hold right here. This is your breaker, and so you know, we come down, we sweep this internal low. You could have even longed, you know, this fair value gap here or something, and you know, it had a great push to the upside. You know, taking out this high, and pretty much the same thing on ES as well. We had this low, you know, your little turtle soup entry there. Pretty much no real pullback. We just took the low and just kind of ripped to that internal high before eventually selling off. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about my performance other than it was poor. So oh yeah, and then later in the day, you know, I don't know, maybe this is the sort of the spark of you know, like deeper sell side, but we'll have to see what happens in the overnight. But we basically kind of chop and kept taking these highs after highs, and yeah, we eventually just tapped this order block here, and then just absolutely ripped. This is in a 1-minute chart, just absolutely ripped to the downside, I don't think I would have really looked to enter here. I mean, I guess you did have an internal model here on the 15 second. Let's see. It's not bad. You're holding this 5-minute order block, and then yeah, here's your internal model: high, higher high, displace. You know, this is your inverse, and you had a little 15 second right there. So I guess you could have smacked a short in here, which would have been a vicious short. Maybe these lows or something. I don't even know. But yeah, so there, you know, there was definitely opportunity today. I just got chopped up real early, and then was kind of just like, fuck. Now I have to just sit out the rest of the day and watch price move without me, because I was being an idiot. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me lately, where I'm struggling with just, I don't know, like, I think it's mostly that I'm just too zoomed in, because, you know, when I sit on the 5-minute chart, there's nothing to see here. You know, it's just like when you're looking at this on a 5-minute chart, yeah, we're moving up, and maybe you can make an argument that we're like respecting these like order blocks and stuff, but it's just disgusting, you know. It just looks terrible. And you know, even this, the only reason why this sell side of the curve starts to look clean is because, you know, you have this 5-minute, so maybe you zoom in and you're like, all right, let's see if we, you know, start to respect these imbalances. Let's go to the 4. All right, you have a big 4-minute fair value gap here, and then you mark out the OTE, and you're like, all right, you know, this model starts to make sense now. But it wasn't until you saw something valid on the 5-minute to then start zooming in. And I think my problem is sometimes I'm quick to just be like, you know, I'm on the 15-minute or something, and I'm like, all right, we took these lows, AMD model, boom, 1 minute, right? And I'm just right away, like, the analysis, the higher time frame analysis is fine for me to look for an AMD model here, because it makes sense. It looks clean. But that doesn't mean I should just smack along, like, right when we start to, you know, move to the upside a little bit. So yeah, I think my problem is that I just zoom in too quickly. I need to just wait on a 5-minute and just chill the fuck out, you know? Just chill out. Sometimes, like, I think, like, price is gonna go without me, you know, because, that's like a FOMO thing, right? Like, something like here, you know, the other day where we just absolutely ripped to the upside. So now I'm thinking, like, oh, AMD, we're just gonna rip, and then we don't. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't be looking to catch that. I should be just looking to catch something clean, you know? So I realistically, because I definitely would have taken this trade if I didn't take losses. I was looking at it like, yeah, this is my type of setup here. This is definitely something that I would want to take. So I would have definitely taken this, and then I realistically should have just taken my low-hanging fruit, you know, $60 or whatever. It would have been like the same thing as yesterday, you know, decent win, and just walked. You know, nothing big, but I think I need to try to just cut out all, like, days exactly like today. I need to try to find some way where I can just not take a bunch of like little losses and stuff. Just one setup a day, like one clean, like things are aligning. I think it's a great setup, and then I take it and boom, that's it, done for the day. But so I just think the thing for me, I just gotta stay on a higher time frame than a 1 minute. It would be nice if I didn't have a job and I could just watch the screens. That'd be real nice if I had this. But I gotta trade off of a phone, so it's no easy task. But it's good to have a challenge, right? So yeah. With that, man, hope you had a good day. And we'll see if I trade tomorrow again. I'll make another video, but overall just gotta try to stay more disciplined, man. It's the name of the game. Every one of these videos that I've made, just gotta try to be more disciplined. So we'll march our way back. So have a good night. Peace out.